Hello everyone. This video is about Unit 5 writing project proposal. Let me start with this concept with turn your vision into reality. If you have a project and you have a proposal in your mind, that's your vision. And writing a very effective project proposal, make that vision into reality. So in this entire video, we talk about what is a proposal, what is a project proposal, and what are the advantages of writing effective proposals, how to write a project proposal, and what is the outline one must follow for an effective project proposal writing. And we will also see one sample project proposal, and finally we'll wind up this video with the points to remember. Let us start with what is proposal. A plan or suggestion, especially a formal or written one, which is put forward for consideration by authorities or others or clients, is called a proposal. So, a proposal is a detailed description of a series of activities to solve a certain problem. And when it comes to the problem could be anything, like a process improvement, or you wanted to solve a problem related to cost reduction, or a problem could be a new marketing strategy, or it could be a new software development. Then, what exactly is a project proposal? A project proposal is a document that facilitates a professional relationship between an organization and outside contributors. So typically, a project proposal is an initial framework for establishing the concept of the project, which actually includes three areas. Number one, what you want to accomplish through this project. And number two, an explanation of the objectives of your project. And finally, the plans for achieving those objectives. And it is very common for a project proposal to include a list of certain aspects. They are explain the origin of the project and then illustrate the significance of the specific project idea what you have, and what are the activities or experiments or tasks that you will be associated doing in order to complete this project, and then plan of action, how about doing this project, what are the resources required for you, and finally the time needed, and if you need any budget in order to complete this project, so that budget estimates will also be included in this list of project proposal writing. And what are the advantages of clear project proposal? Number one, if you write a clear project proposal, it establishes the project viability, and it clarifies the expectations. It creates a good structure for your project, and it increases your budget. If you're low in budget, your structure and your problem will definitely help you to increase the budget, and it ensures your future success. It exposes the brand or the company you're working with or the project you're included in, and it finally fuels your business growth. These are all most important advantages of writing a clear project proposal. And how to write a project proposal. So after considering what type of problem you need to solve or what type of proposal is the best fit for you and your team, then start planning your document, because it is very imperative to keep in mind that regardless of the proposal type, whatever you are working on, you will always want to follow a checklist when starting a writing a proposal document. And what is that checklist one must follow of writing a proposal document? First of all, define your audience properly, to whom you are writing or to whom you are drafting this project. And then determine the problem being solved by your proposal. Conduct the research on the current state of the issue and potential solutions, because once you start conducting research on that particular state of the issue, then you could able to get the potential solutions. It could be more than one. And determine the type and amount of resources you required in order to solve those potential problems or issues in order to get a potential solutions. And then estimate and establish a timeline, in which timeline you are going to complete this project, and what is the timeline required to complete this project, that you need to establish. And then finally determine the effect that this project will have on your company's success. These are all the checklist one must follow while drafting the proposal document. And what exactly the project proposal outline look like? You need to include the following sections in writing a project proposal document. The first section of your project proposal document would be the project information. And the second section includes the project summary in detail. And then the third section includes the project methodology. That means the methods what you are going to apply in order to solve the issues in order to get the potential solutions. And the fourth section of your project proposal document would be project risk management. While doing any project, there could be some risks, and how you are going to plan to manage those risks, that you will include in the section 4. And in section 5, establish the project costs. And in section 6, you need to write about the project conclusion and relevant appendix like references, any charts, any outlines, any statistics, any diagrams. All these things you will include in the section 6. These are all the most important 6 sections one must include in writing a very effective project proposal. Let us go in deep section by section. Section 1, as we discussed earlier, is about the project information. So this section intends to provide a high-level picture of the project as well as convey the most critical project details. And this section of project information should include the following items. First of all, try to write your organization to which you belongs to and your project title in detail, your project summary in brief, your project time frame, who has prepared this, and then attach the documentation, and then the project contact. Sometimes there would be an individual working on the project. Sometimes there are multiple people involved in doing this project. And let us move on to section 2, which is project summary. So before you begin writing this section, you should be able to answer certain questions and try to answer these following questions. Why are you doing this project? What will you be doing? How will you be doing it? Who will be doing it? And where will it be done? How long will it take? And how much will it cost? So these answers for these questions will form as your project summary. And then section 3 is about project methodology. So this section is typically broken into 3 parts, and those 3 parts are like, the first part is the project approach summary, and then the second part of your project methodology should be task breakdown and time frame estimations, and then third one is the project deliverables. And the section 4 is project risk management. And this section you can divide while drafting the project proposal into 2 parts. One is the risk management plan and about the risk register. And then in section 5, the project costs. This also can be broken down into 3 parts. One is project budget and your budget narrative, like how much money you are spending on different aspects. And then additional financial statement if anything is needed and required. And section 6 is your conclusion part. And this section is written with an intention to provide a brief review of all the points already discussed in your document. And the first one is last chance to win your over your audiences, because the conclusion part is what is the last chance you have to win over your audience. And the point number 2 is ensure that you incorporate the most important evidence to receive the proposal, which triggers the mind of this client or the higher authorities that they will convince with you. So that important evidence should be incorporated in the conclusion part. And then final moment to prove you have adequate researched all solutions. So you have given ample amount of time, you have done a research and got proven adequate researched solutions for your problem statement. And finally, your proposed method is the best for the business. You have to convince all these things at the time of writing your conclusion. And when it comes to the last section, which is appendix, here you can add the additional charts and the images if you have any, or reports or graphs, because these things cannot be included in the document section. This could be placed in the section 7, which is appendix, because many times referenced material will go into the appendixes as it does not naturally fit or fall into the main body or main copy of the project proposal document. Let us now look at the sample cost savings proposal. This is where someone has written a sample cost savings proposal. They have talk about the situation which we consider as a problem, then what is the proposed solution for that problem, what are the steps, that means methodology involved in order to cost, those savings, and then what are the benefits. These are all your project deliverables, and then potential obstacles, the risks what you are going to face in order to solve this problem using this methodology of cost savings. And they have started with the project title, because the educational value of integrating a learning management system and a social networking platform is what the project title is. And here in this project title, you must provide the list of contents, like talk about the problem statement, what is the objective of the research you're doing through this project, and what is the history and background if you have any related to this project, and the approach and methodology, the requirements, the progress timeline, and further you end up with a reference. So generally the problem statement should look like this, right? So you can read out how the problem statement has been typically written, with taking all the precautions. And then the next section moves to the objectives of the research. So you have to be very clearly mentioning point wise why this project is supposed to be done, and what is the object behind doing this project, right? And then what is the background. We are talking about LMS, we are talking about SNS, we are talking about some other things, and we need to integrate certain things. These all the background things you must tell the reader or the authorities what is all about this project is. And then what is the approach or methodology you are following in order to transform, or in order to solve this problem. So that you can make it, you can use an experiment model, you can use it a survey approach, or you can use an integrated model, whatever you have developed. That methodology you have to clearly mention it. And then in order to use these methods, in order to apply those methods to find the solutions, we must require certain amount of informations, amount of requirements in the form of some softwares, all these things which are required to pull your project together in order to get a proper solution. So to implement this particular project, they wanted to use certain resources. They have listed all the resources with all the specifications. And then this is very important and critical part of your project, part of any project proposal, because a lot of people skip this way. They don't include the progression timeline. That means they don't tell the estimation timeline of how much duration you are going to work on this project. If you do not have a progression timeline and estimation, then definitely if you plan for 6 months, it will go for 1 year, or 2 year, or 5 year line, which is not at all suggestible or been taken by the clients, because they wanted to complete this in a particular timeline. So try to write and include this progression timeline in your document, project proposal document. So it can be divided into these parts, like start date, end date, during that date what is the activity you're planning. So like that you plan. If you can plan it for 3 months, you can plan it for 45 days, you can plan it for 6 months or 9 months or 1 year, depending on the typicality of your problem, right? And the methodology what you are following. And then finally, what are the points to remember? The points to remember is you need to define the problem. You need to start strong by defining the problem. When you're defining the problem, use facts, not just opinions. General opinion should be avoided. Just use the facts. And the second point to remember is present your solution, which you have gained over a period of time by applying a particular methodology. And then third one is define your deliverables of the project and your success criteria. And the fourth one is state your plan or approach in order to get the solution by doing this project. And outline your schedule and budget, which would be point number 5 to remember. And finally, you have to tie it all these points together. And after tying it all together, try to edit and proofread your proposal carefully. If needed, you ask the second eye to read and edit and identify any problems which would be there in your doc. That's the best option for us. And that's how you can start writing a very effective proposal. I hope we have covered the very important aspects of what makes our project proposal writing looks more effective, by following the outlines and by following the guidelines and the points to remember. Right, we will meet in another video. Thank you so much.